Welcome back to another edition of my reading to your children. Today I'm joined by a couple of special guests, which they're from another era, so I wouldn't judge them too harshly. They're my friends, aka known as homies. This homie is appropriately having a face mask on, but inappropriately having a can of spray paint. This homie is social distancing. He has his hands wide. Let me see if I can get a close up. He's got some facial hair, uh, and then here you can look at this homie real close too. Yeah. So these homies will go behind me, but I want to read you. If there's any fans out there that know about the homies, please write in, because some of them are. One of them is Smiley, a mechanic who works at Homies Hydraulics. Also, Sapo, huge consumer of Mexican food, unpopular with women. Mr. Raza, highly educated with degrees in Chicano studies. There are a lot of different ones. El Palatero, who's an ice cream vendor. Uh, and so there's also El Profe, a master's degree qualified high school teacher who stays in the barrio to help. So there's all different kinds of homies to suit your personality and your group of friends. So these homies are into reading, and I'm going to put these homies right here because they're the special guests. And I don't think you can see them. They're off camera. Okay, how about right here? These homies will go right there. Okay, yeah. So you can see those homies. They're going to be there because they are into education, into reading, into ethnic studies. So where we last left off with Raman of Tenali was here, where he stood before the king, and he says, "It's happened. I am in the court of the great king, and I mean to stay here forever." The king was surprised. "You are not my guru. Who are you?" And then Raman says, "I am Raman of Tenali, your majesty." Which is a good answer. Good answer. But where is the guru? He says. "Pardon me, your majesty, but the guru has met with the fate he deserved." They're about to get into it. Raman told the king all about his encounter with the guru. Then, "If your majesty deems it fit to punish me, I'll take the punishment." Look how humble he looks. But then the king took an immediate liking to the bold, frank, fearless Raman. "No, Raman, you have done no wrong. My court could do with men like you. From the very moment I appoint you my court jester." Look at that. He got a job. He got a job without really being interviewed. He got a job, uh, without even looking at his LinkedIn or resume. Like he just shows up and he gets it. "If at any time you forget yourself and go too far with your wit and jokes, you shall be hanged." Yeah, that's pretty. I think this is why people come to comedy clubs and they're like, "If I don't like these jokes, I can just punish the comedian." He's like an example of someone who doesn't really know comedy, who doesn't Google the comedian before they come. He just shows up at the club and expects everything is geared to him. The king then dipped into his cummerbund and fished out a bag of gold coins. Is that where he keeps his money? "Take this, buy yourself a house in Vijayanagara and set up a home. I am honored, your majesty." I mean, he just gets paid before even perform. It's like he got a signing bonus. No comedians get a signing bonus. Raman could hardly believe his luck. My aged mother and my good wife will be happy watching me prosper under the patronage of the great king. A great day indeed. I thought it was his old mom and young wife, but at least he calls her his good wife. Thus did Raman of Tenali enter the court of the great king Vijayanagara. Anxious to please the king, Raman left home early each morning and returned late at night. As he was returning home one moonlit night, I have not yet found time to water my fields this week. Tomorrow I must. Okay. Suddenly he stiffened. Two dark figures lurking in the shadows had caught his attention. Thieves! They don't know I've seen them. Well. What's about to happen? He walked straight onto his house. Straight onto his house? I mean, that's what it says. Look, he walked straight onto his house. Like they're not doing the prepositions. Ah, is that you? Your dinner is cold. I'll warm it up for you. This is the good wife. To her surprise, Raman raised his voice and almost shouted at her. I don't like this comedian. We had a busy day at the court. The city is ridden with thieves and people have been warned to lock up their valuables. Look at her. Oh dear, what should we do? You should leave him. I don't even latch the door till we sleep. Put all our jewelry, silverware, and money into a trunk, and I'll throw it into the well. No thief will ever find it. Ooh, they have a plan. And look. Ha, that's what you think. Look at them. Then Raman stepped closer to his wife. There are two thieves outside. I want to dupe them. Fill that trunk with something heavy. Okay, so he's not really mad at her, and he's like filling her in. Okay. Raman's wife was quick to understand. See, she's smart. This grinding stone should be ideal. What is it grinding? Like, look at how big this is. Why does it also match her outfit? Like, is this her leg or is that like a jackfruit? There's not enough differentiation in this panel. Raman dragged the trunk to the well and threw it, making as loud a splash as he could. Now for a good night's sleep. How come he's only exercised like once or twice, then he gets money, and then suddenly he can lift up this head? I didn't see any kind of personal training, belong to a gym. I mean, just because you have money doesn't mean you're strong. A little later, when the lamps were blown out in the house, they've gone to bed. It's safe to come out. Let's get to work. They went up to the well and peeped in. There doesn't seem to be much water there. Good. It should make it easier for us. The foolish thieves began to drain the well. Look at them. They're draining. They worked throughout the night, but in vain. Ah, my back. Can you see the trunk? No, not yet. Come on. We must not give up. They're having a lot of back pain. A little before dawn, Raman saw that his fields had had all the water they needed. It's time I relieve the fool. I don't know why this panel has caused me to sound drunk. Let's try again. A little before dawn, Raman saw that his fields had had all the water they needed. It's time I relieved the poor fools. Because remember, he said he hadn't watered his fields and the thieves were coming. So wow, like 1-2 punch. Anyway, let's leave it at that. Thank you, homies, for being a part of this crew. These homies bid you adieu tonight. And please know that I'm a big fan of irrational numbers. Have a great night.